Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Daily News, Gaming, Hardware, all that good stuff. Let's get started. Supposedly, MSI officially launches custom RX 7900 GPUs, but they supposedly not going to use reference models. I suppose it's the cooling stuff, like the vapor chamber reference model design, which is I don't know, good, I think, mainly because there seems to, I don't know, I still didn't get any numbers of how many people are having issues with the reference design model from the XTX mainly. But at least we have the AIB partners that are doing their own stuff regarding cooling and like overclocking and all that jazz. Um, there seems to be like a very similar design regarding the previous generation, specifically the 6950 XT. Um, but yeah, it's kind of like 2.5 slots size, so 3 slots. I don't know why they. If you occupy half a slot, it's you're occupying a full slot. I don't know why they go about this marketing crap here. But yeah, and it uses the I think the both models, which is the higher hand. I think they use the 3 8-pin power connectors. So prepare yourself for some power draw. The prices that are listed here are in euros. I think the euro pricing is a little bit inflated because how things are going in Europe. I didn't get any like MSRP in dollars. But it should go around because the XTX usually the reference card MSRP is usually $1,000. So 230 if it is the high end, it's normal, and the same goes for the XT. The MSRP it's like $900. So I just hope that even the MSRP starts lowering a little bit. I don't know, in 2 months I think it might be a good thing, but they are preparing to. I don't know when they are preparing to launch the like the middle high end GPUs, because Nvidia launched the 4070 Ti, which in terms of performance is not a bad card, but for a high frame rate 1040 1440p. But the price is ridiculously high for what it is. But the card itself is not bad. That's the main issue that we've been seeing around in these new generations is the cards perform good. The price is completely ridiculous. For in terms of 4K, the 4070 Ti just goes tries to go punch in every game with the XT models. It doesn't even reach the levels of the XTX. So you have like a reference of how, in terms of performance, goes about. But I think still, the this at least the 4080 to 4070 Ti and below, they are going to struggle in like in the long run, mainly because of how they use the memory. And when you put more or less memory, you basically widen or shorten the bus width, which is important, especially for 4K or even like 1440p. If you use like high resolution textures, it needs the GPU needs more memory to process all that stuff, and that's why people. At the time when the 4070 launched and this kind of and the 4060, the 4060 not so much because it's like a 1080p card, so it's kind of not a non-issue. But 1440p and up, like 4K, you kind of need to have some longevity on the GPU. You have to need a little bit more memory. Especially on the Nvidias, because they seem to have like they just fine tuning that to the point of like basically bottlenecking in terms of performance when they go about it. Even though the GDDR6X, it's kind of more faster, but it doesn't matter too much if you're using like high resolution textures, like for example open world games that don't have like loading screens and they are just constantly uploading the textures in game. They need more memory to handle all that stuff, all that assets from the game, especially in 4K. So I don't know. I think in terms of long term, my opinion, it's a modest opinion. I'm not a professional. I'm not an engineer, but I think the AMD cards usually lasts a little bit longer, because usually they have more memory, and and having more memory, the bus is wider, so it can handle better long term, to be playable in a far future. And when I talk far future, like 3 years from now, give or take. But yeah, the MSI is launching their GPUs for the 7900 series, at least the XTX and the XT, supposedly in January. We have 15 days for that. We will see how it goes. We have some reference MSRP values here on euros. And to continue with the theme of AMD, there seems to be an odd thing here. This guy here, Java, this guy here is like, he works a lot with the Bauer, and he usually fixes GPUs. And he saw like very recently a lot of like 48 GPU RX6000 GPUs coming with cracked chips, which is, it's bad, because the chip is the main chip. If it goes, might as well buy a new GPU. And from what I got from this article, it was like 60 something cards, but 48 of them were with a cracked GPU, which is, it's horrible. It's like a dead card, basically. It's nothing worth saving, basically. The GPUs are from a wide variety: reference cards, AAB cards. They were going about, or people, when they sent this to repair what they were doing with the GPUs, it was like just sometimes most of them is like idle states, like watching YouTube videos or just idling like normal, not doing like high-end workloads, no mining, no nothing. From what I can see, it's like self-reporting to a certain point, so you have to take it with to a certain extent the grain of salt. But it's like a lot of cards in the small time frame. Regarding this Chris Fix, this is the name that I wanted to highlight, especially on just one guy. If it is like a microcenter or something like that, having like a lot of arrays of something, it's one thing. But this guy is just a single guy doing repairs on GPUs, and all of a sudden, in a small space of time, is getting this many GPUs, especially from specifically RX8 and 6900 cards series. It's very troubling. And the only thing that it's speculation, but it's also a PSA to a certain point, is the only thing that they all had in common, it's the drivers, especially the Adrenaline 22.11.2. It's basically not the beta version, it's the official one. We don't know, for all intents and purposes. However, if you have one of these GPUs, I really recommend, as he does, to roll back to a previous generation. From what I can tell, there is a rare occurrence when some of these GPUs manufacturers launch the drivers. There might be like in the driver itself, like a faulty stuff regarding how they deal temp protection. So basically, what might happen here, it's the GPU is not basically controlling the temperature, even if it's like an idle state, because the chip is working, it's always heating. If it doesn't, if the fans or the cooling solution doesn't work, the chip will always reach a state of eating until it bursts out, because I think there was like some memory chips or something that was burned out, the solders and everything. So and also some hearing like aggressive coil whine. Usually it's when the GPU starts overworking itself to basically to death, which is not a good sign when you have coil whine. But yeah, the main overall take is at least roll back to the previous version, just in case, because this is happening not in like high workloads. It's happening even in idle states, when the computer is in idle state, like just doing nothing, and these things start to happen. But yeah, I will maybe do a tweet just to warn everybody. So for anything like this quick tidbits, I might get some tweets out starting, because I'm starting to see a lot of issues with a lot of, especially GPUs. It's insane. Yeah, but now we're going to at least some good news regarding gaming. The Xbox developer direct, they're going to do like an event shortly. I don't know when. There was a tweet announcing for this week, maybe some news, and probably we're going to have like a new Forza game, Redfall, but there is no supposedly nothing from Starfield. Supposedly it's supposed to launch November last year. They delayed it, but they didn't give. They just give you. Supposedly it's going to launch this year. This is a tweet I'm referencing here. We will see. I like these kind of things better, because you don't have to wait for a big event like E3 or something like that. I hope they are going to announce something with Starfield, so we have a better idea what we are looking for, because I'm very skeptic with Starfield for basically two main reasons. Usually all Bethesda games are buggy like hell, and usually in the first 6 months to 1 year it's a lot of struggle to play the game properly, and usually in the long term solution that they have is waiting for modders to fix their games in a lot of minute stuff. And secondly, this is a new IP. I don't know how it's going to go. I hope the game is good, but I already saw some stuff that it's not that I don't like. I find it weird. It's like Todd Howard had like those little videos that he does, like mini interviews, like 5 to 10 minute videos, and there is a specificity on the gameplay which is there is not seamlessly going between space battles or space traveling to the world. So basically all the worlds are like preload, so you have a loading screen between going in surface on the planets and space faring, or it's you have to load out. It's not like how it calls that game. The other game, space one, I forgot it, which everything is streamlined. It's a good game. If I remember, I will come back here. Yeah, but I hope there is like good announcements here, because Xbox is lacking of it's been lacking of like their main titles, the first party titles, especially last year. Nothing worth mentioning, but I hope that this will have good games. Especially Forza Motorsport is also a franchise there is always handles good. Redfall, I don't remember. I see something about Redfall, but didn't caught my eye, so that's why I didn't bring up anything regarding this game. But I was talking about Forza, and supposedly Forza Horizon 5 former developers, they launched a new Studio Maverick titles, and I think they are going to start working on basically a AAA game. They are like key developers from Forza Horizon team, and I think there's going to be I don't think they did say which kind of game it is, but supposedly they've been working a lot on driving games. I don't know, we will see, hopefully something like different so they can stretch their creative mojo. Regarding other stuff, we have free games for January. I caught up on Extra Life here. There are some PlayStation Plus. I don't know. I don't own a PlayStation. Supposedly, Fallen Order is free for PlayStation Plus members. Fallout 76 also. Axiom Verge 2, it seems, and Xbox Game Pass and games with gold. I don't know where this is. Iris Falls, Autonauts. Game Pass, I don't know what. I don't pay attention to this. The only thing like free games is Epic Games free games. Already had mentioned this, the Shadow Tactics and the Kerbal Space Program, and in like 1 or 2 days it's going to launch First Class Trouble and Game Deck. I was interested in Game Deck because I never heard of it, and they have like a preview here on Extra Life what Game Deck is. And basically what I got, it's like a detective one, kind of Sherlock Holmes. When you go around, you're like a detective, and you go around in virtual worlds trying to solve crimes, help people in the virtual worlds and something like that. So there is no combat. It's an isometric view, and it's just basically on base of dialogue and like investigation, going about trying to figure out some clues and everything. So if you like this kind of game without combat, it's just basically a lot of tree dialogues and skills and everything, unlocking skills, all that good stuff. Without the combat, I will try to see if the game is good or not, and maybe do a series, a very focused series, because I don't know if this game is like very long or not. But I think it's to change a little bit of what we usually play with isometric games. I will always try to see if there is something worth playing. And this one, First Class Trouble, I don't know what it is. I will try to find out and give you some updates regarding this. And basically this is it. I didn't see anything really. There is like the only thing that I found out from CS still, it's like some coolers here and there, but it's like refreshed versions, new versions, all that normal stuff here. Nothing here worth mentioning. I might with time wait for the reviews or when things come out, because sometimes a lot of this stuff is just announced and then never launch. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, if it's worth mentioning or trying to cover some of this stuff from CS, like the cases, coolers and everything. Maybe, I don't know. For me, it seems to be a lot of just like new versions of the old stuff with some updates here and there. Yeah, but that's it. I'm going to wrap up here with my GoGetFundMe as usual. It's basically my GoGetFundMe for me to upgrade my PC to deliver better and more content for my clients. They start from some time now asking if when I can do like some video work for them, and at the moment I'm not able. That's why it's one of the main reasons that I'm doing this campaign. And of course, in my free spare time, continue to do all the gaming news and probably resuming the gameplay stuff that I've been doing, that I stopped doing like 5 or 6 years ago. And basically that's it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one. Till then, Kunamy Master out.